Off once again to the rescue.
Atomic batteries to power. Turbines to speed.
Roger, ready to move out.
Hello, and welcome to another one of my videos. The other day, I was down in my 100,000 comic book collection, and I was noticing that I had very few indie comic books. Sure, there were a few Vertigos, and maybe an occasional few copies of Fast Willie Jackson, but not a whole lot of true indie comic books, not your Booms and your Sumerians and such. So, I have decided to invest in an entire 100,000 indie comic book collection that I saw the other day. Indie comics are the future. Indie comics are where it's at. Of course, there will always be your Hulk 181s, your first appearances of Galactus, your Silver Surfer #1s and such. But indie comics are truly the future. So, if you want to get with the future, I recommend that you buy indie comics. I did. So until then, stay swole and let's go.
Yes, sir, Bob. Give a hand for that man. He's awesome. What's up, everybody? Welcome to our best of 2023 show. Look at this guy. He's the best dressed man in comic books.
I love this show.
That is awesome. That is pretty fucking awesome.
What's up? Happy Friday night. We got a little thing here for tonight for you. We got Shop for Comics in the house. What's up, Shop? Good to see you, homie. We got Phil Streethouse coming through. Good to see you, Phil. Hooked on Juno is here for us on Friday. Yes.
We will be soon, if not. Yes.
The lovely Miss Janet is here. Peter Reynada, our giveaway winner. Peter Reynada.
He is. With that indie accent. Yeah.
Yeah. We were talking about the game, Juno. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, Juno said stay warm, and I was just going to tell him we were talking about the Chiefs game tomorrow night, which is going to be incredibly cold. And if you look on SeatGeek and whatnot, the seats for this game, a playoff game in Arrowhead, are incredibly cheap because it's going to be negative degrees at this game. It's going to be absolutely miserable at this game tomorrow night.
Life-threatening.
Me and most of my friends are like, you would have to pay us to go to. We would never pay to go to this game. You would have to pay us to go to this game. That'd be the only way. What up, Alan Lynch? We got Alan in the house, and we got Resident 76.
Hey, ho!
Happy Friday night,
yo!
I'll let Lorenzo tell you what we're here for. And do we have a sponsor tonight?
I thought you knew. Oh, you know what we're here for. We're just making stuff up as we go along. Oh, well, I guess we could have a sponsor tonight. Today's show, along with every other show that comes from this channel, is brought to you by the Alternative City Shop. I not only love reading indie comics, but I've self-published several indie comics of my own. You can find them on my Alternative City Shop, which has a link below this video. There, you'll find, along with my comics, t-shirts, stickers, and mystery boxes, you'll find pins and magnets that are called CBOs, or comic book originals, which are buttons, magnets, and pocket mirrors that I make from superhero comic books. These are one-of-a-kind items made from images cut directly from comic books, not photocopies, so each one is unique.
There you go. Get you a shirt, y'all. Get you some of that gear. And Juno, I would agree with you if it wasn't so freaking cold. I think because it's so cold, the Chiefs are going to win. It's going to be
probably
ridiculous.
will.
And the Dolphins are just a warm weather team. They really are. And I don't think they're going to be ready for how cold it is. And Arrowhead is just not an easy place to play.
So it's amazing y'all get to host that game, huh? And then don't get to go to sunny Florida to play it on the road. I wish you probably would play on the road now. Huh?
Well, you win your division, you play at home. The Dolphins could have won their division, but they lost to the Bills and gave the Bills a division, so they got to go on the road. Only division winners play at home.
Only closers get coffee. Yeah. Okay. All right then. Well, good luck. Go Chiefs and all that jazz. And in fact, speaking of the alternatives to the shop, the first giveaway, there will be giveaways tonight. There's a couple, 2, 3 of those, and the first one is going to be for what's my character's name again? Ninja Bunny Assassin, the guy that's hovering right there next to StreamYard. The Ninja Bunny Assassin T-shirt, which I don't have on me, but we both own one, and you know what they look like? They look like that guy up there. Yeah. So you get one of those in the size of your choice, up to 5X, I want to say. So there's that. That's going to be one of the giveaways tonight, and a few comic books along the way. And what we're going to do tonight is go over my top 13 comics. It was going to be 12 at first, but I couldn't even narrow it down to 12.
It was actually supposed to be 10.
It was been 10, but I said, well, you know, I've got 12. It was 12. Then I said, well, I'm making a baker's dozen. You know, who's in charge here?
Why not? Why?
Yes,
not?
I just couldn't, because I'll tell you why. Because at number 13, I just couldn't. I caught up on it, and I just couldn't leave it off, because there's so many good ones that I could leave. You know, that could include, I should say, they were talking about from our guy Rodney Barnes, who's doing it up right now. He's just doing so many good things. Monarch. I just haven't finished Monarch yet, but I want to put that one on the list, but it wouldn't be fair to include it if I hadn't finished the series. I could just name off a bunch. I mean, I don't know about you, but I've literally read like hundreds of not just comics, but like it seems like titles this year. You know, I kid you not. I mean, because I haven't mentioned a lot of stuff that I don't talk about. It's crazy how many comics I've read this year.
Yeah, you read way more titles than I do, because I have runs more. You know.
You're
jump around a lot more than I do.
Like most,
I have read a lot of books this year.
Your average comic reader / collector is probably a run person. So yeah, I'm just a weirdo, but that's okay.
There's something about it, like, and I think part of it is that when I was a kid, I could never get runs because it was so difficult for me to stay consistent with money and being able to buy it. And I could only buy from the quarter bin. So, you know, it was really hard to have a run. That's why I love Avengers West Coast so much, because that was something I was able to get a run of, because people were throwing those things in the quarter bins. They weren't worth anything, but they became my favorite. But now that I have money and I'm grown, I think that's just something I'm drawn to. Is I love looking at my CLZ and just seeing a run. Like I have 1 through 102 of Avengers West Coast. I love that run, dude. It's really cool to me. So yeah, it definitely is a big part for me.
Yeah. See, I like to sample all over the place, you know, especially with the indie books. So that comes at a cost of a lot of your brain space and time. Hey, we could let's just get right into it, and let's start with number 13. Let's see.
All right. Well, yeah, you do the first two, because I only have 11.
You only have 11?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, yes, right. Yeah. I thought you said 12.
No, no, I have 11. Yeah.
Okay. What?
I tried to get 12, but I only got 11.
Okay. All right. I'll start things off then with number.
We got Hooked on Juno with 3 candidates here. We'll see if they make anybody's list here.
Let's see. What have you got there, Juno? Oh, okay. Sickness ginseng root. Huh? Transformers.
Is there sickness?
I'll bet there is. I tell you, those are all good picks. But for me, I have this one, which is, I gotta figure out how to isolate you too. I haven't figured that out yet, but I'll figure it out at some point.
You just dragged me over. You just dragged me over to where you are.
Really?
It's literally a click and drag.
Oh, let me try it. Okay, just to do it. Just switch you around. Okay. Maybe I'm not doing it correctly.
You're not in the. You have to go into the screen. You can't see me and drag me once you're in that screen.
I can't see you. I can only see myself. I'm in that screen now, so yeah, I can't see. I can see you down in the little down below. If I click that button, it'll remove you though.
Click the one where you're big, but you're still someone's big, but I'm still on the screen. Click that one.
Let's see, someone's big, but you're still on the screen.
There's a setup where there you go. Now,
that's the one.
Me over.
That's
now
what I'm
you can
talking
pick.
about.
Yeah, there you go.
That makes more sense. I tell you, if you're lucky, you'll learn something every day, huh? Never too old. Hey, Beckerman.
So we got Beckerman sneaking in for our special Friday show. Good to see you, Beckerman.
Yeah, man.
Beckerman got our front row tickets. He's always the man. He takes care of me. He got our front row tickets for the next local wrestling show, Central States Wrestling. Looking forward to that. We had a couple of months off, so I'm missing my people.
Is that the one with Roscoe?
Yeah, Roscoe. Yeah, that's my guy. He was a heel, but now he's a good guy. I don't.
Oh, you did the heel turn, huh?
Yeah, well, he did the good guy turn.
The good guy turn, not the heel turn. That's right.
But he's still I still love me some Roscoe.
All right, number 13.
I always make sure he's in. I always do videos for the shows, and I always make sure he's in it. I'm assuming that's where you saw him.
That's where I know him from. Yeah, you're looking good, Roscoe. Yeah, I'm feeling good too. That's funny. All right,
Good
number
time.
13. Good times all the time. This is what got in, man. Fish flies just had to get in because the last, number 3 just like touched my heart so much with this little snot-nosed girl and this monster who is actually a guy who's could be actually a murderer, but he's at the very least a robber in this Midwestern town where these insects just go to die every year and just like become crunchy like ground matter underneath everyone's feet, and that's kind of like the backdrop of this whole story. But it's a lot more to it than just that. And Jeff Lemire, and we're watching was that one of his oldies, Sweet Tooth right now. We're just now into season 2, like episode 6.
There's already 2 seasons. Wow,
it's 2 seasons, yeah. And it's good, but man, it's like, they're like in this, this zoo-like prison, and it's kind of hard to watch, and sometimes, but it is a good show. So, but Jeff Lemire is such a good writer. Man, there's nobody that could do the whole kid thing and the heartstring tug thing better than he can.
I really don't like that kind of stuff, that torture porn stuff where it's just sadness. So
it's not torture, but it's definitely
stuff.
Glum. These kids are so like down, and and it's just it's. I hope at some point it's going to like be triumphant, and it's hard to watch kids and animals, and these kids who are mixed with animals. It's like it's just even harder. It's just being persecuted there, but it's nonetheless a good show. And let's go straight to, since I'm doing these by myself, number 12.
Requiem for a Dream, the movie. I don't know if you ever saw that, but it was a movie about drug use.
Yes, I did. Yes,
that movie was like that, where it was just, I never finished that movie because it was just sadness, and I'm like I can't do this. This is just depressing.
If you're lucky, then for the end is just so incredibly sad. And
I never finished it.
And it has no point. Okay, and here's all 3 of our characters, and they're all fucked. Thank you and good night. And that's all it was. That's all it was.
Real
feel
better. Peter Regatta says he's loving Fish Flies. I regret that I did not get Fish Flies was one of the books on my list, and I was like, I've got to read this before I make my list, and I unfortunately did not get to it. I'm sure it would have made my list, but I did not get to read it before
and Phil, Faces in the Family. Damn, I'm so behind on stuff. I've got to read that number 1. I haven't. It's by an artist that I really like. That guy that's done some things before, like Cactus Flower, or whatever that first one he did. Some kind of flower thing about this Russian woman. But I really love it, and Juno likes it. Yeah. So man, a lot of people love that Fish Flies, man. That's awesome. All right, so number 12. This is I could have bumped number 12, but I'm so just biased. But for this book, you heard me talk about it. If you watched the Wednesday show, Count Dante is number 12. This is about
makes the list. Nice.
Scout makes the list, man. This was, I guess, because nobody ever like explained anything to me about this guy before. I mean, I'd seen the ads in the comics from the Bronze Age, but I didn't know anything about this guy named Timothy O'Donnell, or some Irish kid from Chicago or from New York, I forget where. He just becomes this other entity, Count Raphael Dante, the most dangerous man in the world. And one of his students and friends tells the story to an a guy doing a biography of him in this book, and it's a 6-issue series. I want to say I think it's 6 issues. Very good. This is something that Scout should be proud of. This is one of my favorite things that I've ever done. All right,
nice.
so
I like to see Scout making the list.
Me too. Scout puts out some really great content, and they deserve a lot more credit for it. All right, so I'll let you lead off with number 11, sir. Playing center field.
Number 11. I am going to go with a little short series that recently completed that I really enjoyed, and it is Tom Taylor's Dark Knights of Steel. This is the T-Fall variant. It was like super cheap, so it was a slab, and it was super. I think it was like $17 actually on sale. I think I got this for $17. I'm pretty sure that was well.
Wow.
But this was a really fun Elseworlds story where it changes up some relationships with people like Batman and Superman. Like, for example, they're actually half brothers, which I don't want to give too much away, but things like that where they change the setup of things and the relationship between superheroes. And it's really interesting to see the way he sets it up. And it's a cool story of secrets and intrigue and spies. And I really thought I'm a big Tom Taylor fan, but this one finished up it started before 2023, but it finished in 2023. And I thought it was really cool enough to make number 11 on my list of best reads. Tom Taylor, and Tom Taylor we trust.
Tom Taylor, indeed, sir. All right. Now I thought about jumping on that, but I wasn't, I just wasn't sure. And there's so many indie books
it'd be a good trade read.
Yeah, okay. I probably would do that. All right. So my number 11, if you've been watching the show, and I think a lot of you have, is something I talked about a lot. And when it first came out, oh my God, it was just, it blew me away to some degree because it was kind of different, and it also involves a podcast. You know what I'm talking about now? It is No One. No One is my number 11, and I'm a little behind on it now. I really got to catch up on it. I read this one shot called Switch. Is it Switch? I think it's Switch or something else in the Kyle and the Kyle Higgins universe. It's something like Switch. I get dyslexic sometimes. It's probably some 5-letter word that's similar to Switch or something that begin with an S. But it also involved another villain that's in this same universe. But No One is in the Radiant Black universe, as is all these other Higgins created things, except I want to say like Deep Cuts, which is a historical thing, of course. But
so Deep Cuts is not in it? Okay, I thought it was.
No. Deep Cuts is just a historical.
It was, I should say.
Well, maybe when it gets to the present, maybe it'll be in there. I'm not sure, but it's pretty much just not historical figures, but from different eras in history where jazz was a certain way, that kind of thing. It's very Shift. Thank you, Mojo. Damn it. The chat knows so much. Shift.
Hey, what
exactly.
up, Mojo?
What's happening? Yeah, Shift is the thing I just read recently, and it's like, oh my God, I gotta get back to No One because there's an occurrence in there where I gotta catch up on some things and figure out what's going on. So No One comes in at number 11. I think now is a good time to probably do one of the giveaways.
What's up?
Just the first one. All right.
Let's do it.
All right. We got this.
Get those fingers ready to type, y'all.
That's right. Those in the studio and those at home playing. I
reserve the right to join in.
Everybody. I don't care. Everybody who's not me can join in. All right, so the first one is this 5-issue series called Luna, and this is written by and drawn by Maria Lovett, and this number 1 is from the very talented Jenny Frison. This is one of her nicest covers here. So you got so you got 5 issues there. The Jenny Frison cover is a number 1. Everything else is a Maria Lovett cover, who is a fine artist in her own right. So I will ship this lovely packet to you just to put in Luna, #Luna, Luna, and it will be coming your way. So
I'm in on this one, yo.
sound like underdog.
Let's
Yeah.
do it. Hashtag
do it.
Luna for your chance to win a dope set of comics.
Yeah.
With the
Juno is
great
already
receiver.
identified. And you know what? I decided, I'm gonna for this show, I'm gonna ship to Canada too. So I'll go ahead and Canadians. I want to leave you guys out. You guys are awesome.
You're
Cross
not
the
that
big
far
pond.
from Canada.
Not that far. Obviously cheaper for me to walk it over there in some cases, but it's it's. I'll go ahead and do it. I won't be a cheapskate. Larry Love, my tea drinking friend. How are you?
What up, Larry? We
What's
also
happening?
got my brother Southpaw Brad, who I hope to see in North Carolina this year. I've got big plans to be there, Brad.
What's up?
And I'd love to see you again, homie.
That is awesome. That is awesome. All right, so we do love Canada.
Yeah, Brad's been MIA, man. Everybody's excited to see Brad. Where's that guy been? He's a Dolphins fan. He's a dirty Dolphins fan. Yeah. The Dolphins are coming to Kansas City to freeze tomorrow night, Brad.
Oh no, yeah, I wouldn't want to be Tua playing in that sub-zero weather.
Tua's not ready, dude. I'm
He's
telling
not
you
ready.
right now, he's not ready.
I'm
not worried. I'm scared of the Ravens. That's who I'm scared of. And the Bills, kind of, but the Ravens more.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of a homecoming for your boy, number 10, right?
Tyreek, probably gonna get booed. And Tyreek's gonna be ready to go, though. I mean, he's a beast.
He feeds off that stuff.
He's the best wide receiver in the league. And you don't see he's not usually the best wide receiver in the league is like 6'6", 6'7". He's like a huge dude, but he's not tall like that. He's just so ridiculously fast.
That's the thing.
He's just the best receiver. I wish we still had him. God, I wish we still had him.
He left through free agency, right?
Yeah, we couldn't afford to keep him.
Yeah. I was like the greatest show on turf was kind of like that. They had those short wide receivers, and they were so speedy. I think definitely a few of them in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I think God, I'm forgetting his name. The ugly bald dude, Terry Glenn. Is that his? No, that's not right.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I can't believe I'm forgetting his name. It was Isaac Bruce forever, and then God, who is the guy? Okay, I'm gonna have to look
for what team?
I'm trying to think of the receiver for the Rams when they were the greatest show.
Oh yeah, you're right. Oh yeah.
I can't think of his name for some reason.
I know it's on the tip of my tongue too.
There,
Man.
Terry Holt. There it is. Holt. Thank you, Brad. Man,
that would restore chaos.
That was not coming to me either. That was not coming to me at all. Torrey Holt. Man.
Torrey Holt, I totally forgot about it. Yeah, Torrey Holt. He's definitely a Hall of Famer. Definitely a Hall of Famer. Yeah. And the funny thing about that is Mike Martz this was the end of Lovie Smith was the coach of the Bears, and he got him to the Super Bowl where they lost to Peyton Manning. But he had brought in Mike Martz for his OC, who was the OC for that greatest team on earth.
And then he became our head coach too after that.
You can't your head. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But he was under the belief that
we were so excited. I was pumped to have Mark deserve, and I was so wrong.
Oh God.
Sorry to cut you off there.
No, man, he's the worst because he was under the belief that his system was the reason that the greatest show on turf was great. And the first thing he did was get rid of future Hall of Famer, perennial Pro Bowler Greg Olsen. Oh, we can't use him. Get him out. He's a tight end. We don't use tight ends in this offense. I've got a system.
You're not so bitter.
Oh, am I? I'm so bitter. We lost Greg Olsen. Lovey got fired after going 10-6. How many folks go 10-6 and get fired? They get clean house after that, and it's been a clown show ever since. Even more so because at least Lovey was there for like 6 years or something like that. But anyway,
Dick Vermeil, who won the Super Bowl with the greatest show on turf, he retired after the Super Bowl, and Mike Martz took over. And I was excited, and that was just really wrong. Dick Vermeil should have never. We should have kept Dick because he actually left and came back and then coached the Chiefs after that. So we should have never let him go. We should have always kept Dick.
I'll take Dick Vermeil any day over Mike Martz. All right, let's see what we got here on the old screen here. Let's see.
Oh, is it my turn again? Let's see here.
No, we gotta do the giveaway. Well, I guess we could.
Yeah, the giveaway.
We just see how it's queuing up.
Doing?
How are we queuing up here? Let's take a look. And I'm gonna put in the hashtag. And what's the hashtag again? Luna.
Hashtag Luna.
Huh? What was that? Okay. All right. So start collecting comments. Got a strong 4. All right. I like those 25% odds.
I like those odds, baby.
Give it like 60 more seconds.
So
60 seconds.
Hashtag Luna if you're just coming in late. What up, Chris? Chaos and Comics. Good to see you. Hashtag Luna to get in on this one. And your odds are pretty awesome at this point. I'm feeling good. We got 14 watching, though. So let's get those entries up, guys. You're in there.
All right.
Give it a little more time. A little more time.
Oh, yeah.
Let me do we got 16. We're starting to pump it up.
Stick around.
Give them a little more time. Hashtag Luna. While you're doing that, I'll do my next one. And then after this next one, we'll do the drawing.
All right. Let's do that.
I'm going to go with, I actually slammed this one out today. And so I decided to add it to my list, which is.
That's right. Hang on a second.
Jeff Lemire making the list once again with Phantom Road is my number 11 book. I'm going with him. This book, I don't know how much I love it because I don't really know what's happening, but my curiosity level is high enough to where it was enough for me to be like, all right, let's put this on the list because I really want to know what's happening. I want to understand this world that he's built. How is that? I don't want to spoil. Should I spoil things? I don't know, but how is this object? How is this object that they're protecting, that they're transporting? How is it what it is? Like, what the hell is
you to say?
Number 11 for me. We're gonna go with Jeff Lemire, Phantom Road, and yes, he's letting me out. He's letting me out. I'm loose. Talking about
11. I will leave 11 on the screen. I'll go ahead and do the spin before Chaos. Chris has an aneurysm. All
right. Hashtag Luna, guys. Hurry up. Get it in for your chance to win a batch of books. Luna from Boom Studios with including a great Jenny Frison cover. Go back to click the other layout. Click that other layout. There you go.
Hey,
we got 8 entries.
We doubled already. That's amazing. All right, here we go. No more pussyfooting around.
All right, that's it. Let's do it.
First giveaway.
Hopefully it's me. Hashtag rigged. Let's go.
This giveaway too is
hashtag rigged. Hashtag rigged. Come on.
Zooscope. Or is that Zooscope? Zooscape. Wow, my dyslexia really kicking in. I know, right? Well, congratulations,
Zooscape.
Stuck on in.
Alternative City Comics on Instagram. Shoot your shipping information over. Obviously, U.S. or Canada is the.
So rigged and fixed.
Hashtag rigged. I wanted it.
I'm sorry, Yeah, I know. Well, I guess we've come a long way.
Not the last one, It's
not the last one. Not the last one. Nothing is over. I hope that the rest of them live up to the hype. So that's
link to Lorenzo's Instagram is in the chat, and hey, you might as well follow him while you're there, guys. So
hey, I wouldn't be mad at you at all. All right, so
I'm sure he'll follow you back, but then he'll never talk to you on Instagram.
Don't take it personally. We'll follow you back, but I might not see your post for a week or two. All right, so number 11 for me is no one. Oh, you've already done that, I think.
Yes, you did.
Did he number 11? So that was your number 11. Somehow we got 11. Somehow we got.
I think you're on 10 now.
Okay. All right. I thought I was going last, but no worries. Don't worry. Be happy. All right. So let's talk about this is one that I think might like. This one is from Dark Horse. This is one that changed the thing so I can keep track of where the heck we are. Number 10.
Of course, what could it be? Clear. It's clear, I bet.
Good guess. That's another one that I wanted to put on the list. So this one I know that you liked a lot.
Yes. Very nice.
Where monsters lie. What happens? This is by Kyle Starks and Peter Kowalski. What happens when serial killers just start moving to the suburbs and setting up shop in a gated community? Hilarity ensues, as you might suspect. This is a 4-issue series that was pretty amazing. Like my comic son liked it a whole lot. I liked it a lot myself.
It was fun.
Yeah, wouldn't be surprised if this is on your list too. So yeah,
it did not make my list, but mostly because it was only 4 issues. It wasn't long enough to make the list.
Okay.
But it was a great. It was a great book.
Yeah. Hey, we got Phil Ailing. How are you?
Never enough Phils. What up?
Never, ever. And Wellbore. Oh, what's Wellbore? There he is. Welcome.
I could see Where Monsters Lie as a sitcom. Yeah,
totally.
Comedy, maybe.
Totally. I mean, it's like a movie or a cable limited series, something like that, for sure.
Yes, we're doing our top. Well, he's doing his top 13, I think. I'm doing my top 11.
Yeah,
books for 2023.
No wonder we got all twisted up.
You know, I'm gonna put this one on the list, and because I was slamming this one yesterday actually, and I really enjoyed this issue 900 of Batman from Chip Zdarsky. So
did Batman come out yesterday?
I think so. Yeah, 141.
That's what I missed. Was it last week
or this week? Yeah, it was 141.
Yeah, I know. That's a book that I missed. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yeah.
But yeah, I've enjoyed this story. I mean, it's gotten ridiculous at times, you know, with Batman falling through space. But I mean, it is a comic book. Batman can do whatever he wants, right? And that's been fun. And I really enjoyed this issue 900, where you got to see various versions of Batman, including Adam West's version of Batman. I thought it was fun.
Awesome.
It was obviously
awesome.
Yeah, it was nostalgia, obviously, but what's we're all here for is nostalgia, and so it really worked for me. And this issue is what made me be like, all right, I'm going to put it on my list because I really enjoyed this issue, and I thought the story with Red Mask and how he creates Jokers and all that was interesting enough. I really love the Bat family and how they take care of each other. That's probably my favorite thing about reading these Bat stuff is how the Bat family are down for each other. I love that stuff. Like one of my favorite issues of Nightwing was when he was in trouble and the Teen Titans came through and they didn't give a damn about nothing, right? They were just there for their homie, everybody else. And I really appreciated that about them, and I appreciate that about the Bat family. So this is Legacy issue 900, but volume 3, 135 was enough for me to put this on the list for number 10 for the year.
Nice. It's good to have friends that got your back, and when those friends have superpowers, even better.
Yeah.
Isn't that nice?
Now, but you know, we've all had friends who were down for us and friends who weren't down for us, friends who we thought were down for us. So like, I think that's something that really gets me. It definitely works for me. And with the Bat family is like people who are down for you, and you might yell at each other and call each other, you know, fuck faces and whatever it may be. But you both know when it comes down to it, you got each other's back. And that's the stuff I love. That's what life is really about, is building those kinds of relationships.
Absolutely. You can call them family, even though you don't share DNA.
Hey, dang. Chris is ready to give us his top 10 for 2024.
Isn't that something?
Man, we just started.
You can't wait. It's just, oh God. He's coming with he's coming ready for you.
Why are you being disrespectful to me? Oh, he's not part of the real comic book community. He doesn't even read comics. No, I get you.
So it could be said about a bunch of us, myself included.
What a hater, dude. That can't be. I read a ton of comics. Now I slack because I have ADD. And I was actually thinking about that was one really good thing about doing this with you is that it made me catch up on a lot of reading, because I was like, all right, I can't make my list before I read this. I can't make my list before I read this. Let me. And I was thinking that I do need to like get something going for my channel that forces me to be more up to date, because I do have a tendency to read 10, 15 issues at a time rather than 5 issues at a time,
Yep.
So I need to work on that.
Well, we do what we can when we can, man. All right. So where are we now? We're just moving right along. We're almost halfway. Number 9.
Are we? Number 9 is
Number
not
9.
halfway. What do you mean?
I say not even halfway. We're just getting started. All right. Number 9. Let's talk about number 9. What is that? I just love playing with this, switching back and forth here. This is like
it's
a new
nice,
toy.
isn't it? I've been trying to tell you.
Like a new toy.
I spent my life being right and no one believing me. It's a burden.
I know, but someone has to carry it, son. So
it's a curse.
I know you're just a man for the job. All right. So number 9 for me is, I think, another one of yours that you may like. Is the plot holes from Sean Gordon Murphy. That genius who's done so many good things, from the massive title, which is the best thing that Whatnot has done. So this is a story about these people who exist like in the literary world, but also they enter the literary world and they get rid of plot holes that don't make stories make sense. Therefore saving the book. They don't save an X amount of books, then they will cease to exist. And I've just bought into once you buy into that concept and just get lost in his art and just go with the story, it is quite entertaining. I think it's at like number 6 now, 5 or 6. I haven't read the latest one, but I've read almost all of them, and they've been really, really good.
So this one, I got the first one from T-Fall, but the second one sold out before I got it on T-Fall, and my shop is not carrying this one, so I missed out on 2, and I just quit. So this is not on my list because I wasn't able to get all of the issues, but I did really love the setup to it, man. It's a dope setup. But my shop doesn't consistent. It's not getting those Whatnot books.
Not getting the Whatnot books, really, by choice, or just it's hard to get?
He's not ordering them. I was wondering if I should actually talk to him next week and see if he's getting that Crash Down book. Because Crash Down from Comic Tom and Ryan Garcia, that is not next week, but the week after. So it's 2 weeks from this past Wednesday. That one's coming out.
Yeah, it's coming soon.
I'm there's probably some people hating, but I'm cheering for Tom. I hope it does well.
I do too. I do too. I'm always about people doing well.
I'm definitely going to buy it and check it out.
Yeah, for sure. I already got mine coming, pre-ordered many, many months ago. What's up, Brian?
What up, Brian? Good to see you, homie.
Yes. The
man behind the CBC Awards. We are gearing up for CBC Awards 2024. Excited for the changes and how things are going to evolve. And when it's time to nominate, I will be campaigning again for Lorenzo to make sure that we are on that stage. Well, he is on that stage once again with the best of the best reviewers in comic book YouTube.
Oh, bless your heart. Isn't our problem? I know we read too many titles. I know, man. I have so many storylines going in my head right now. I just, if you jog my memory, I'm like, oh yeah, that one. But sometimes I'm like, was this in that book or in that book? And just like, plus, being a senior doesn't help you. So it's
hard, especially when you're reading different. It's really hard for me to remember. I'm like, yeah, I know I read that, but I seriously cannot remember what happened. But then I go and look at it, and then like 2-3 pages in, you're like, okay, yes, I remember.
Yep.
You just need that reminder. Okay. Oh yeah.
Yep. Yes, I got the same thing.
Okay, so I'm up for number 9, and I am going to go with. Now, my love for this book comes from my love for the TV show. It's on Amazon Prime, and it was actually on the Sci-Fi Channel before that, but it's called The Expanse. And it's a show about space. And it's a really interesting show about space because it's the most realistic view of our future that I've ever seen. Star Trek is really cool, and it's really nice to think of this altruistic future that we might get, but it doesn't really feel believable. I think humans we're not going to unite like they did in Star Trek. And that's one thing that I really liked about Firefly is Firefly felt like a more realistic view of the future, how they were flying in this spaceship, but it was kind of an old beat up spaceship, and it was always falling apart, and it felt more real. But Firefly, when it comes to feeling real does not compare to The Expanse. The Expanse feels incredibly possible, incredibly likely. And it's a future where humans are terraforming Mars. So there's a race of humans who live on Mars. There's a race of humans who live on Earth, obviously. And then there's a race of humans who live in space who are considered belters. So they're not really they're not attached to any of the planets because they spent their entire life in space, usually mining space for resources to send to Mars. Mining gas. They're called belters because they're in the asteroid belt, mining those things and that sort. And so they're basically the minority in this world, the oppressed people, if you will. So much so, like if they were to go to a planet, gravity would tear them apart because they're so used to living in space. They couldn't handle, their bones couldn't handle being in gravity. And in fact, in the first season, you see Avasarala torturing someone with that. But it's a cool, if you love space stuff, you should check it out. It's really good. I think the first 2 seasons are kind of boring, but it's worth it because season 3 is just incredible. It's amazing. It's like balls to the wall, incredible TV. So if you're into that kind of stuff, definitely check it out. The show is over. I think it's 5 seasons, or maybe it was 6 seasons. And then that was the end of it. And it's continuing in the comics. So this is actually a direct continuation of the TV show.
Oh, okay.
And I love it. I absolutely love it. It's continuing because there's a lot of stuff that the TV show left off that you really are curious about. And it's so clear that it's not the end, even though they said it was the end. There's so clearly more to be told here, including what the fuck is going on Laconia. But yes, The Expanse is going to make my list at number 9. I love it. It's great. Check it out.
I heard you talk about that a lot, and man, I've been meaning to check out the TV. Try to remember that, Janet. That's something we look for good stuff. Amazon, we got that too. So try to remember the Expanse.
Everybody, not everybody feels the way I feel. The first 2 seasons were kind of drug for me. It was kind of dragged. But what was interesting was seeing this vision of the future, this realistic vision of the future, and really trying to imagine. Like the craziest thing about The Expanse is putting yourself in these shoes and being like, oh my God, to be in space in this way would be just amazing. Like it blows my mind. A lot of the stuff that they go through, putting yourself and just really trying to imagine it is real. It just blows your mind, man. It's crazy. Yes, walnuts.
Hey, look who's
Chaos and Comics is in it too.
Yes, I know.
There's sex and zero gravity.
Wow, that's something to think about right there. Hey, look who's in the crowd, my brother.
Don't do it, man. Not with that money.
What up, Willie?
Hey, what's up, my friend? My comic book brother. What's happening? Yeah, there he is. Glad you could make it. Glad you could.
Welcome to the best of 2023. So that's number 9, Expanse. We're already on number 8.
Chestnuts roasting over in an open fire. Yes. Oh my gosh. I know, right? All right. So, man, there's that. We're at number.
Do you guys remember what started that? These nuts. Do you remember where that started?
I do not exactly. It was like no, other than the Snoop Dogg thing, or something else.
It was Dr. Dre's album, actually. The Chronic. It started with that was at least for me. That's where it started. Was the Chronic. It's when everybody started doing it.
But Snoop delivered the line, though, right? I mean, it was the Chronic.
I think it was
Snoop delivered the line.
Yeah. What's the name? Get that for you. What's the name? Get that for you. Who?
What?
I'm pretty sure it was.
Fuck you, Snoop. That's awesome.
I'm old.
Imagine that. Imagine how I feel. All right. So let's move on to the next one here. Using these banners for the first time here.
Yeah, Phil, thankfully the Lions got that dome up there, so you guys aren't going to be freezing.
Yeah, man. Congrats on those Lions, man. I mean, the Lions still in the playoffs.
They got the wrong team coming in. I'm telling you, they got the wrong.
Who's coming
team.
in?
The Rams. Matt Stafford and the Rams are coming home. That's the wrong team. I got the Lions losing.
Matt Stafford homecoming too. Oh
Yeah,
man,
I'm
oh
pretty
man.
sure Rams are gonna win that game.
Oh
So,
man.
sorry, Phil.
I tell you, I'm rooting for the Tigers, the Lions though, man, because you know how much I hate the Packers. I'm hoping that somebody can knock the Packers out. It's just you know, and the Lions. This is your time, folks. I mean, in Detroit, because
It's gonna be sad when they lose.
Green
I don't
Bay is
want to.
Green Bay is coming. I mean, and if y'all don't strike this year while you got that good team, I don't know what the window of opportunity would be to go deeper to the playoffs. But
And Chris is right. It was Warren G. I can hear his voice. It was Warren G.
This guy, I think you've been a bigger troll than you. And that's saying something.
Yeah, isn't he from Vegas? Shouldn't you be a Raider? Shouldn't be a dirty Raiders fan?
Oh.
Disgusting Raiders fan.
Take the over plus. Jeez. Yeah, I'm not. I would just lose all.
Yeah,
my
that's
money.
what they say. That's what they say. Take the over.
Oh, you're well. This Mojo's wondering. Oh, but Mojo, there's just so many good comics, and some of those were on my last minute cut list, man. I mean, I just and plus, you know, this is just my opinion. You know, I mean, if I read some of those other books I haven't read, I would probably, man, how can I leave this off? You know, but there's just so many books, man. So many books.
That's his way of telling you they are not on the list.
How can I tell you that they're not on the list without telling you they're not on the list? Okay, all right. Defiant has been excellent. Yeah, I have to look into some more Star Trek stuff. I'm not a super Star Trekky guy, but I do like them occasionally. All right, where are we? Number 9. No, number 10, number 8. I'm going that direction. All right, number 8. Oh, after this, maybe after you do yours, then we'll do another giveaway. Yeah, okay. Number 8 is The Ribbon Queen. Number 1 and a number 8 on the list. The Ribbon Queen by Garth Ennis. I wish I could rate it higher, but there's so many other good books out there, as the ones that didn't make the list, for instance, and the ones I have ranked higher than this. But The Ribbon Queen is, to me, get this thing out of here. Oh, there we go. The Ribbon Queen is like Garth Ennis's return, because he's done some stuff lately. One thing I did not like that much was Dear Becky. I couldn't even finish finish the series after the first couple issues. It may have been good, but I just couldn't stick around for it because it was just too much like the old Garth Ennis. And there's a time when the old Garth Ennis was in my wheelhouse because I was so filled with anger and he was so full of piss and vinegar. We just kind of like, this guy, he feels me. He knows, that the boys is from a long time ago. It's been around for a while, as is Preacher. And they were both great books. But this one is very different. It's very different, but he still finds a way to squeeze in his political and his social commentary into this thing. This is about a woman cop who has gone through some things that we're finding out as the series goes on. She was involved. Yeah, that's a good bunch. She was involved in a shooting and an incident, and it talks about it just shows, I should say, how the politics and everything that's involved with human beings, especially human beings who become cops. We kind of deify these policemen in this society, I guess maybe out of fear because you don't want to be fucked with, or maybe because we just been raised to think that they're always right. But this book just goes into a lot of dirty cops, and the Ribbon Queen is just doing her work on those cops, and that's kind of a cool thing to see. It's good to see like bad people who take advantage of a position like that, because I'm not one of those bleeding hearts who believe we should defund the police and ban the police. We need police. We need police because motherfuckers are crazy. Motherfuckers are crazy. Yeah, we need police, but
I need the police.
Oh man, because with that great power has got to come a lot of accountability and responsibility. So we got to pay them, first of all, like they deserve, and train them like they should be trained, and do a lot of like psychological profiling. So you don't just put the bully murderer who always wanted to wear a badge so he can just bully and murder with a gun and a badge now on the police force. So that's my whole thing about that.
80s guy disagrees. He says defund.
Defund. Oh, well, no, I don't know. I don't know. Well, maybe
I'm gonna pass on the complexities of that subject.
There's a lot of complexities. There's
you can't see. You're not allowed
go down
to
the rabbit hole
in this black and white world.
Yeah. So that's the thing. So number 8 is Ribbon Queen for me. And what say ye?
All right, number 8 for me is gonna be something.
They do.
I was kind of surprised. I was kind of surprised by how much I've been enjoying this one, but I have been enjoying it, and that is going to be Invincible Iron Man. I forget who's writing this. Is it Jed McKay? I think it
sounds right.
I can't remember who's writing this one.
Jed McKay, Space Angel.
And it's been my introduction to Emma Frost, Chris. I didn't really know anything about Emma Frost, but I love her in this book. She's really cool. And she introduced me to the word, what was it, sapien?
Sapien.
Someone who would be having a sexual attraction to smart people or being sexually attracted to intelligence. I can't remember what the word is now. I got to look it up again.
Is that a thing? They just make it up for the for the
No, it's a real word.
Thing? Okay.
A real word. I feel
what
like
do I
know? But I've been enjoying this book. Pretty much Tony Stark lost everything, but he's fighting this X-Men guy. I forget his name, Fang something. And
Fang.
And I've been enjoying the story of watching him try and come back and beat this guy. And he married Emmy Frost, and it's a made up thing, but I think they might be kind of feeling each other. So I'm hoping that
they are a good couple.
Yeah, I like them together.
They stay together. I mean, that's a great couple.
I don't know how Chris feels about it. I don't know if you've been reading this one, Chris, but I like them together. I hope to see them stay together. And she has made me a little interested in X-Men books because I'm interested in her. So I'm going to add this one, number 8, Invincible Iron Man. I forget what volume this is.
Hey, whatever gets you in the arena, All right.
Sapiosexuality, baby.
Sapiosexual. Yes, sir. All right. So
Chris,
oh gosh.
A regular Albert Einstein, that guy. You ever seen the movie Good Will Hunting? That's actually about Chris.
Oh gosh, no false modesty here. Okay, all right.
How do you like them apples?
How do you like them apples, man? All right, let's put the share screen thing up here again and go to the old giveaway tool. All right, so this time I don't have one with me. I meant to give it away first, but we're going to give away a Ninja Bunny Assassin T-shirt in sizes small through 5X. It's going to be in black. You can do black or white up to size XXL, but after that, only black. So Ninja Bunny Assassin, you don't know who that is?
You better
shame
ask
on
somebody.
You better ask somebody. That's right. You'll come to your house and carve you up, so better watch out. All right, so we let that marinate for a little bit, and the hashtag would be #bunny, BUNNY. Let's go with that. #bunny for a free Ninja Bunny Assassin T-shirt delivered to your door in the continental United States or Canada. Yay. So
I've already got one of these, so I'm going to stay out of it, even though I would like to have another one.
She's got one. She brings one.
The lovely Miss Janet coming through.
Oh, it looks good.
Yeah, this is
that's like a prototype.
Show us what you got there, Vanna.
Oh God, it's
those would be more red.
Yeah, it's just like one I was making back when I was doing screen printing and just learn how to do a screen print. But the new ones are actually
you only give me the messed up ones. What can I say?
But that's like a pajama top, basically, for you. So,
That's a rare exclusive, is what that is.
that's right. Oh my God! What happened? Is that me? Is that me? Oh my goodness! What's happening? Damage control? You all right? All right. All right. All right then. After that near crash, let's see. I can just get on here and let's see what I'm going to do here. Jeez, what the hell happened here? Oh, this is the old thing. Okay, I haven't like cleared it out yet. Go this way.
There we go.
Oh my God!
It's
the voice of terror. All right, hashtag bunny. Just let that marinate for a minute. Hey. Oh my God. I can't got 9 inches already. Okay. Say again.
I'm
telling you, man, you sound like I don't know, like the voice of terror. I can barely understand you. Some words come through okay. Gremlins are attacking our show, man. I mean, last Wednesday it was me. You know, they come for you. They'll come for you. That's what they'll do. And then there was silence. You're crazy. I am. I'm a crazy mofo. Yes, indeed. I see those hashtag bunnies popping up. Oh, gosh. You guys just let them have it all the time, don't you? Your mic is, it's a hell of a time. Yeah, that's what it is. That's Larry Love. Man, it's totally, I couldn't describe it any better. Yeah, it's a wonkety wonk, wonk, wonk. Wow, wow, wow. All right, he's dropped out for a second. Where is he? Oh, he's back. Let's see if it works this time.
Do I sound better now?
Oh, 200% better.
Yeah, yes. I heard myself on the stream. I was like, oh, wow, that is I don't know what happened there. That was weird.
Happy National Women's Soccer League draft night. You don't say. Oh, man. Who's going to be the number one?
Oh, what pick are the KC Current? That's what I want to know, baby. What are we picking at?
KC Current.
Go KC Current, the best team in the whole league.
Yeah,
they won a championship not too long ago. I know.
You don't say. The KC Current? Well, what league is that? The American Women's Soccer?
I want to say it's like the NSWL or something. Am I making that up, Phil? What is it? National Women's. Yeah, NWSL is what it is. Yeah, damn, I thought I was making that up, but I actually think that was right. Yeah, that was right. Look at that.
National Women's, I'm going to guess National Women's Soccer League, I guess. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right, nice. Very cool. I mean, soccer or football, as the rest of the world calls it, it's big. I mean, I can watch it. I don't know what's going on, but it's so action-packed, I can figure it out. I don't know all the nuances. But much like hockey, you can just pick it up as you go. It's like, okay, put, ball in goal, put puck in basket, so you can pretty much figure out what's going on. It's a very fun to watch sport.
The World Cup. I'm not really into soccer, but I'm into sporting KC when we're doing well. I like cheering for the Kansas City Current when they're doing well. And I love the World Cup. I got ever since the 2012 World Cup, I've been hardcore into the World Cup. The World Cup is awesome, man. It's so much fun.
Cool.
I wish we were better than we are.
I know. Well, we're busy playing football and baseball and soccer and all that. I mean,
they say that all the time. If our athletes if our athletes decided to play soccer instead of football or basketball, we would be by far the best in the world, and I think that's true. But our athletes just don't choose soccer.
Yeah, very few of them are choosing baseball now. A lot of those guys are coming from like the Caribbean islands and from Japan and Korea and places like that. And the farms of America.
I feel like that's a problem for MMA. Like, not enough studs athletes are choosing MMA. A lot of them are choosing those other. MMA needs the LeBron Jameses of the world to choose MMA.
I'd imagine it's such a short career though, man, because it's so violent.
It's not the best career. I mean, I wouldn't choose it for my kids.
I know, right? But it sure is fun to watch other people do it, though. I know, right?
No, but they say, and I agree I think they say that MMA is better than boxing, because you think that MMA would be worse because the gloves are so much smaller. But the problem with boxing is that the gloves are smaller so that you can take repeated shots, right? Whereas in MMA, you take those shots, you're going out. You're not staying up. But in boxing, you could just get your ass beat and just take that repeated damage because of the gloves. Maybe it's better to get knocked out quicker, and I think that's right. So that's why they say while MMA is a rough sport, it's not worse than boxing. People die in boxing.
Yeah.
Nobody's dying. Nobody dies. I mean, I'm sure somebody has, but it's much more likely to die in a boxing match than an MMA match.
That's what I've also heard, that in football, it's not the concussions that, of course, are not good that get you in the end, but it's the subconcussive blows that you get all the time where you don't get a concussion, but you just keep getting your brain beat out, man. So that's a lot to that, I'll bet. All right, we're going to call the T-shirt thing now. We're going to just do that spin and move
Get
on.
It in, yo.
Did we get a 10? We got 9 entries. I'm going to get going once, going twice, going 3 times a lady to get number 10. I just go with 9. All right, here we go.
Shout out to the Commodores.
I know, right? And even Lionel Richie, who I don't really care that much for. Willie!
Willie survived.
Willie couldn't happen to a better dude, man, if I had fixed it myself. And I'm so glad that you got it, man.
Lionel Richie slander is not going to be accepted.
We'll see about that.
Lionel Richie. I loved Lionel Richie growing up, so I still love him now.
You do? I don't know. His
music. I don't know about him personally.
Not him personally. You don't know him personally, yeah. But I totally get it. All right, so that's awesome. So we'll get me your go to Instagram and give me your size. I got your address already because we've exchanged care packages. So just let me know what your size is, my brother, and I'll get that out to you. Big Willie style there, right? Getting jiggy with it. Oh, man, that's awesome.
Really going to be representing. Oh, what
down in Alabama. I know, right? You were. Oh,
I still remember to this day, 3rd grade, dude. I remember playing that. I wore that album out, dog. That's a great album, by the way. There's a lot of good songs on that album.
I think the one I didn't like the most was like the Hello video. Maybe I was just too much of a metalhead at that time in my life. Like,
that's a great song.
What is? I know,
my favorite Lionel Richie song is Penny Lover. I love Penny Lover. That's my favorite song. Nights warm and tender, lying next to you. Yeah, that's a great song. But obviously, the best song is All Night Long, which is what, like the Sunday Night Football song now.
It is, isn't it?
That's by far his best song. All Night Long. You can't beat that song. Everybody loves that song.
I know, man.
It's classic.
Oh,
running with the
night. All right, so
congratulations, Willie.
2X. You get 2X. You got it. You got it. Black or white. Just black always looks better, but I do have white in that size. So it's up to you.
Remember when Michael Jackson dropped his Black or White album and it was like a world premiere on network television? Remember when they used to do that?
I know.
music videos is a world premiere on it. Like that premiered on all of the channels, not just one, but ABC, NBC. I'm pretty sure all of them carried it. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but I remember that was such a big deal when he dropped that video.
Oh my God.
I'll never forget.
It's almost like LeBron doing the the decision.
Yeah, but no, not the same though. Not the same.
Take my talents to South Beach.
Willie's first win on YouTube. Hell yeah.
Woohoo! Man, I'm honored. You deserve it, sir. Oh yeah, Thriller was actually like, man, it was sold like in video stores, I want to say. Yeah, it was like a freaking half an hour video. Yeah, it was just the shizness. I mean, that was like peak Michael Jackson right there. Peak Michael Jackson. And he did some more like Remember the Time, probably my favorite one after that. But after that
was a world premiere video too.
Remember the Time? Yeah. Yeah.
That was another one that premiered on
MTV. Yeah.
No, not
Sky
MTV.
Point.
Network television.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. Oh.
When Michael used to drop new albums, NBC and ABC, they would all carry it. Like it would be a world premiere. I'm telling you, it was a big. People don't remember that. That's crazy.
Oh, I remember. I remember the premiere. I didn't catch all of them, but I remember some of the big ones when they came out and shit like that.
Do you?
You got it. Always bet on black. Yes. All right. So am I up? I think you're up. Perhaps you're up. Let's say you're up. For number.
I think you're up for 7. Because I did 11, 10.
Are you sure?
7.
Okay. Well, I could go or you could go. It doesn't matter.
I think we're on 8. Yeah, we both did 8, and then you're on 7 now.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's see how I do this thing here. All right. I'm on 7. 7 and 7. Those you don't know, that's a song by Arthur Lee and Love. That's a deep cut right there. All right. Number 7.
I think actually, I think I do have an 8. Never mind. I do have an 8. Sorry.
Are you sure? You haven't done your 8 yet?
No, I think
I did my 8.
Let me see. 1, 2.
My 8 was Ribbon Queen.
6, 7, 8.
There's a ribbon in the sky.
I have 12.
Okay, so you did 8 already, so you're straight. You're 8.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to go with the number 7 then. My number 7. Dwellings from this dude. What is this dude's name? He does it all. Jay Stevens. Jay Stevens Dwellings. This was something that was, I think, funded as many people do now through not social media, but through crowdfunding. I want to say Kickstarter. And then he moved it to Oni Press, which did a great job producing this thing, man, making it look like the old Harvey comic books where like Hot Stuff and Richie Rich and all that stuff. But just so, I mean, it's dark, but it's funny. I mean, it uses pacing so well. So there's a lot of non-verbal pages where just flow and just crazy shit happens. I don't know if you read this one or the. I
did. That book was wild. Yeah, I told you I read that. That book was wild.
Yeah, this is crazy, man. This is something that
it's like Stray Dogs, and where the art doesn't match the material.
Yes. It's like it does for Harvey what Stray Dogs did for Disney. It's very much in that kind of a thing. If you like dark humor, if you like the feel of a good thick comic book, which this is, I love those thick comic books, man. Yeah. It's a $10 book, but worth it. And if you happen to be on Tfal and they have these for $1, which I doubt because it's kind of a low print run, I would gobble these up all day long. You can find them for cover price; they're still worth it. Yeah, I mean, you cannot go wrong with Dwellings, man. Dwellings. What was that? I wish. Oh God, it was Twilly was fun. Well, I tell you. All right, so this is your turn. Your turn.
Okay, number 7 for me is going to be the DC book from Christopher Priest, which I am eagerly awaiting the finale to.
Formerly known as Jim Owsley. I did not know that fact. When I discovered that, I was pretty amazed. We worked at Marvel.
Really? What? Christopher Priest had a different name?
He changed his name. Talk about the player to be named later. He's Christopher Priest, the former Jim Owsley, I want to say. It was the name of he was an editor at Marvel. And I think he
what did he change his name for?
I don't know, maybe he was a new start. I mean, I think
is it a writing name or did he actually change his name?
I think he may have, I could be wrong. I think he actually became a priest. So maybe it's like, hey, I just become a priest. My name is Priest. So I guess that.
Well, Ward just learned that tonight. It's funny how that works. You learn something.
It is, right? That's how the universe works sometimes, man. It's amazing, you know. Like, you know, you see somebody you haven't seen in years and you're just talking about them. It's crazy.
I love
but anyway,
the covers to this series have been really cool. And I wasn't sure about this book for probably the first 2 or 3 issues. It was like, I don't know if, you know, I was already locked in because I buy them all before I actually read them. So I was going to read it anyway. But and that's why I buy the issue and I don't judge off the first few issues, because if I had judged this one off the first few issues, I probably would have quit it. But I love it now. I got to like, I think it's like 4 or 5. It starts to click and you're really interested in what's going on. And I'm looking forward to the finale of this one. This book reminds me of my favorite episode of Star Trek, which is Inner Light. And it's this episode where Picard gets hit with this beam of light and he's like out on the bridge for like 5 minutes. But for him, he lives this entire life where he has a wife, he has children, he grows old. And I remember that story just blew my mind as a kid. Like one of those things where you watch it and you're still thinking about it when you go to bed. You wake up the next day and you're still thinking about it. Like I just continue thinking about that episode. Just the concept of living an entire life in 5 minutes just blew my mind. And that's kind of one of the things that this is it's kind of telling the same kind of story where Superman lives a whole life in a short amount of time. And I'm really plugged in on this one. I'm looking forward to the end of it. 10 is coming out here, not next week, I think, but the week after. And I'm interested to see how Priest ends this one. But I've loved this story, and I would recommend it. Would happy to put it as my number 7 read of the year.
Wow, cool. Yeah, that's a book I'll probably trade, as in trade read. You know, I got number 1, and it was kind of funny, like, wow, that's interesting. But I just, you know, never followed up on it.
Well, Bor, if you look at a poll, any poll of the best Star Trek The Next Generation episode of all time, it's Inner Light is widely considered to be the best episode.
Wow, wow.
It's by far my favorite episode. By
wow.
far.
Wow, that's awesome. All right, so let's go on to number 6. Get the proper banner up here so I can keep track of what the hell is going on. Try to remember. All right, number 6. Ooh, this is a good one. Well, they're all good at this point. This is like, you know, top 6.
They're all good. I left a lot of good books off the list. A lot of good books.
Yes. Oh my God, that's awesome.
Yeah. Well, Bor. Yeah.
The number 6 book for me. This is one that kind of came on the scene. This is also on Tom's list. I talked about his list too. I was surprised to see it on there, and it's finally getting some recognition. It's at number 4 right now. Issue number 4 is out. It's The Sickness.
Who's calling for this one? Or someone said this was their favorite.
Yeah. I think so. Yeah, someone. Yeah, earlier tonight. I forgot who it was. Yeah, but this is the glow in the dark second printing of number 1, which is pretty cool. I have this number 1, which is in black and white. It's like a 1 for 50 or something like that, of a black and white one. It's I may get that one graded. It's just like so awesome. It's like the same thing with just black and white rather than green. I haven't tested out the glow in the dark part yet, but it looks pretty cool. This is a story that transpires over many years. It jumps from one time period to another, and it involves this guy just referred to as the man. And what follows the man is like sickness, like you wouldn't believe. Literally, the sickness follows this guy, and his story is told in the multiple time periods, and it's kind of body horror, in a way. I never heard. Oh, come on! You never heard that book? What's up, Travis?
How about the nasty?
I know.
I'm a fan of the nasty.
Well, that's a straight line right there. So yeah, we definitely know that. But the nasty, another book that I want to put on the list, man. Between the nasty's not done yet, but neither is the sickness. But I just had to make a call. It's like you can't pick between your children. You know, it's just so hard to do. It's just so hard to do. But Uncivilized Book, IDM's the publisher. They have great title. Yeah, they do. Yeah, okay. Yeah. That's this. I was lucky to get a few extra copies of this. Man, this is something I think is a low print run. Keep an eye on this book. It only comes out every few months, which to me is fine. I would rather have a book that's good and it comes out every 3, maybe 4 months because I'm looking forward to reading it, than something that comes out, twice a month that I'm kind of like meh about, So that's how I feel about that. The nasty sickness. That's a nasty sickness you got there. You should see a doctor about that. Yes. All right. So number 6, what say ye?
All right, for number 6, I am going to go with one of my favorite writers. I attach myself to writers more than to characters. And I've definitely attached myself to Jed MacKay. And I recently slammed through, because I had to read this one to make sure if it was or wasn't on my list. But I slammed through Moon Knight, actually about 15 issues of Moon Knight. I feel like I've been reading nothing but Moon Knight. But I caught up. I caught to the death of Moon Knight, and I really like this book. Not just the writing, but the art and the colorist. I think it's Capuccio, Alessandro Capuccio, and Rochelle Rosenberg on the colors. I really like the way in which they portray and draw a lot of stuff. The way they draw Tigra and Moon Knight and the darkness that they put into it. But I love the family that and again, we're going back to the family and people having each other's back. I eat that shit up. And Moon Knight has built a family with the Midnight Mission, with his brother, the Fist of Khonshu, the Hunter's Moon, and then his vampire friend Reese, and of course his girlfriend now, Tigra, his homie from the West Coast Avengers, which I eat that up. But yeah, I love what Jed MacKay did here. And the biggest thing that he did over the run of the 30 was build the Midnight Mission and build this crew of people who have each other's back no matter what. And I love that stuff. And so loving this one. I actually just read the new one, Inventions of Moon Knight. And Moon Knight, well, I don't want to give it away, but he actually comes back. Shocker. He's not the same person when he comes back. So I'm interested to see the direction that this new series is going to take. But I love this series. Love just the whole package, not just the writing, but the art. Like I said, was really cool. I love the way he drew Tigra. She's gorgeous, man. Sexy looking tiger there. And really,
you're not above doing a tiger, are you?
Yeah, not if it's her, because she fine, dog.
I'll bet you.
Love this series, and yeah, she can definitely have it. She can have it if she wants it. Moon Knight, number 6.
Absolutely, looking fruitly. All right, number 6.
The nasty sickness. I'm gonna pass on that.
Oh, that's a nasty sickness you got there, my friend. All right, so man, we're moving up to the top 5. I've only seen a couple, but it's definitely top 5. What line is that movie from? It just sticks in my head for some reason. All right, so number 5. Let's get the number right here. Get it right, G. Get it right. All right, number 5 is. This is where I was like so like caught up and so indecisive. but I had to put this on here. I know some of y'all like this book. I recommended this book a while back, and I still stand by it. It's Rare Flavors. Rare Flavors is a Rom V joint. It's the same team as the many deaths of Layla Starr, excuse me. And Felipe Andrade is the artist on here. And it's about this big demon, which it looks like, and the way that Andrade draws him and exaggerates his size is just so funny to me. It's a little, I would say it's dark humor because it does involve cannibalism, which is a huge no-no for some people, my lovely wife included.
For some people, really, who's it not a no?
I know, shocker, right? But
I mean, it's not a no-no for you.
I'm not saying we should all be like Army Hammer. I'm just saying that, you know, even the discussion of such a thing is just like, oh, I'm out. And it's nothing to make Janet drop a show quicker than like, oh, there's cannibalism. Deuces, she's out. You know. We were watching The Last of Us, which she couldn't finish the episode because it was like the scene in the beginning where it was like there was something like she's out, so I'm finished that by myself now. And it's a pretty good show. I know, it's just so you missed out a pretty good show, but that one scene. And what is that? The Dahmer thing. My friend Dahmer, excellent book written by Back Durf, who was actually an actual friend of Jeffrey Dahmer. Went to school with this dude and saw him before he became, when he was on his way to becoming what he became. That is such a great book and a great, I think Netflix or maybe Showtime series. But a lot of people don't want to see that. But unfortunately, sometimes this comes up, this ugly thing. But here it's made as light as possible. Because you know he's like a demon from another realm that's escaped, but he loves to not just, I think he loves actual food, but he also is a cannibal because he's a connoisseur of certain things. And
I think if you're gonna do cannibalism, you want to do light.
Yeah, you know, just spread it out. Yeah, you know, and I've read the first 3, and man, this is. I don't know where it's going to go, but if it's anything close to what that Layla Starr thing it turned out to be, it's totally worth it, I think. And there was an Ash Can, which was good, and then there's this ongoing series, Rom V. There's one that he did before called Radio Apocalypse. I don't know if it ever even finished. I hope that doesn't happen to this one. That was by Vault, so maybe.
I forgot about that one.
Yeah. I think Boom has probably got the funding to make sure this finishes, but I hope so because I can't wait to see where this is going. This is something that I really like. So y'all just finding stuff that I left out now. I mean, y'all gonna like make me feel bad for leaving stuff off the top 10. Animal Pound is a great book, but I can't say whether or not it's in the top 10 or the top 5, which is only 4 left now. Only 4 left now. But man, this top 4 is so banging. It's like the top. It's like Mahomes and Lamar Jackson, and is that top? Is that top of the line right there? So, any hoozle, your turn, son.
Radio Apocalypse number 3 is still TBD. Wow, I don't know.
Isn't that something?
I forgot all about that.
It's right up there with the the picture of something of everything else, and Lady Gasoline now is headed to that category. You know, it's like we love you so much.
We talked about sapiosexual being an attraction to intelligence, a sexual attraction to intelligence.
Sexual attraction, yes.
And I remember in 3rd grade, I made the decision on what my favorite color was, and that decision was green. And when I made that decision, there was no sexual connotations to that decision. It was just a color that I really liked.
Mm-hmm.
But as I've begun to read this comic book series, I've begun to understand that maybe there is a sexual connection to my love for the color green, because
sexual chocolate.
I love these Jen Bartel covers. She draws She-Hulk so pretty, and I really like it. But not just that though. I mean, She-Hulk is very attractive to me. I do love strong women. I got a thing for that. But more than that, it's just been a fun book, and it's been soap opera-y, and it's been like kind of girl talkish, but I've enjoyed it. Like
Hmm.
I've really enjoyed it, and I've really been like cheering for She-Hulk, wanting her to do well in her lawyer job and with her friends. I've really enjoyed her relationships with people like Ben Grimm from her time at the Fantastic Four,
Uh-huh.
and the relationship with the Avengers and all that. It's just been really cool. The number of people that have come in. I've gotten to know the Jack of Hearts a bit, her boyfriend, who I didn't know anything about him. And it's actually led me to look into some of the stuff that happened prior, just so I have a better understanding. So the stuff that happened, I think it was in Civil War with her and him, and
Hmm.
how he drained all of her power and all this stuff. So I've enjoyed the throwbacks of that as well. But yeah, I love me some She-Hulk. I've been loving this series from Rainbow Rowell, and I was happy to put it as my number 5 of the year. Highly recommend this one, and She-Hulk can definitely get it if she wants it.
You know that's right, and you're not by yourself. I mean, I'm looking at the feedback down below and on the sites. She-Hulk, love is a thing. It's
I
definitely.
love me. Yeah, I mean, it's like it's not just I have a thing for her looks, but like I love the character. Like I genuinely really cheer for her. I want her to do well. I want her to have love. I've been really a fan and rooting for her in this book. So loving it. I'm still locked in since it just rebooted with Sensational She-Hulk, and I'm definitely locked in.
Oh, awesome. This is news here. So they're changing the actress who plays She-Hulk. Is that the
Oh,
most
he's just saying that.
who's
Hannah's
Hannah
too
Waddington?
old.
I don't even know
Hannah
who Hannah Waddington
Waddingham.
is. Waddingham.
She is one of the most beautiful women in the history of the world, but she's an actress that's on Ted Lasso. Actually, she plays
Oh,
she plays the owner of the soccer club, and she is just like in every scene that she's in that show, she makes me like feel like a little boy. Straight up, like I can hardly, and my wife will tell you, like I can hardly sit still anytime she's on the screen.
are you
I can
serious?
I can hardly sit still because she drives me crazy. She's so fucking fine, dude. She is so fine. Oh,
Oh, wow.
oh,
That's I'll just no.
I
That was
can't
another
sit
reason.
still when she's on the screen. I'm just like,
Tingly.
want to touch time.
That's- all right. Well, all right then. All right.
Swing. No, she's gorgeous. She's absolutely
uh,
gorgeous. And
that's
she's
awesome.
extremely talented. Phil knows what I'm talking about. Phil Street.
All right. That's awesome. All right. What we got next? We got number 4, obviously, I guess. That comes after 5, if you're counting backwards. That is. All right. So let's go with number 4 here. My number 4 of the greatest comics of 2023, which was a damn good year for comics, as they all are. But this is one that made the list. I'm going with it. And the too dark cover, too dark for TV cover.
World Tree.
The Naked Lady.
King James Tynan the Fourth.
Long live King James. Restraining order time. Exactly. Yes, and here's the thing about this woman who I finally figured out. Is named Fear. As someone pointed out, like dude, it's Fear. PHO. Oh, that's what that is. Okay, I got it. I don't, senior citizen, all that stuff. I didn't get the whole abbreviation and all that stuff, which makes it even more complex and cool about this woman who apparently is just a manifestation, I guess, of fear, and comes through the internet and just fucks people up. And she's in person, and she's killing people like in police stations and driving people to commit acts and stuff like that of violence and things. And as James T often does, man, he just builds a story so well. This, I hope, is an ongoing. I want to say it's at like number 6 now. It just starts a new.
Just came back from the break.
Yeah. So this is something that I cannot. This is another one in a long line of James T's creations that has got to see some kind of screen production. Movie series, whatever. I think it works really good as a series. But even if it doesn't, man, you always find a way to put a new spin on things.
I want to see him flesh it out a little bit more.
Yeah, well, that's why he's taking his time. That's why I think with the Deviant thing, which is also great, he's probably not going to do a long series with that. I'm thinking that's probably a shorter series than the 12 that he did with Nice House, and maybe what he might do with this. So I think that might develop a lot quicker than this World Tree thing. This is going to be a little bit of a slow burn. We just found out that, I don't want to give the spoiler away, but she's somebody's sister. I don't want to say exactly who, because somebody maybe not have read it yet, and that'd be a kind of a bummer to find that out for me. So, but yeah, if you haven't read this, you should. And if you are, you know what I'm talking about.
I think if you go into the first issue knowing that, you know exactly who you're talking about.
They might not. I can hope. Just forget about whatever I said. Like Jedi mind trick. That never happened. You don't know whose relative that is. All right, so
yeah, I love me some James T. I'm in on that one, but like I said, I want to see it fleshed out a little bit more.
Yeah.
Great choice. You never go wrong with it. Number 4 for me, and this is really a conglomeration of books, so I'm gonna put up Geiger Ground Zero, but this is all of it. This is Junkyard Joe. This is Geiger. This is the 80-page preview with all the other characters that they've got going with Red Coat and things.
Red Coat. Yeah.
This is Ghost Machine. This is the world that Jeff Johns is building, this Geiger world that I am super excited about. I know my homie Mark over at Legion of Comics is also really excited about this one. But
really,
I love this book, and I really like Geiger. Like, there's a bunch of different characters to attach to, but I identify with Geiger, his story with him and how he became who he is, and his issues with his family and this bunker and like the kind of like just fucked upness to it. So I really relate to this character when I relate to the whole world, but I really like Geiger, and I love this book, and I'm excited for what's next because they're opening up this world, they're expanding it. We've got Ghost Machine coming, I think this month, coming up real quick. Book Ghost Machine #1, and then there's going to be a bunch of other books based off that. But Junkyard Joe was another great one that I really enjoyed. So if you have not checked out the Geiger verse, definitely plug into it. They're building this thing here. I think it's definitely going to be a thing. So if you didn't already get it, I think you can definitely get it in trades. And it's not, you don't have to follow the old thing. You can the whole world, right? You can find the characters in this world that you like. But I think it's definitely it's worth being aware of this one. So plug in Jeff Johns, the Geiger verse. What is it? The Ghost Machine is what they're calling it now.
Ghost Machine. That's an awesome title. I love that. Awesome, like a subset or kind of like Skybound and those other little things.
Everybody's trying. Well, you see everybody trying to do that. Everybody's trying to build their own MCU.
Yeah, the Energon universe with Transformers and all that. Yeah, that's good stuff happening, man, in comics. Damn, this is a good hobby. I love this hobby.
I do too.
All right, let's do number 3. Number 3 for me is going to be something that came out with a bang, with a bullet. It cooled off a little bit, and then it led to another summer event, which was kind of big in the indie comics. And I'm talking about Mark Miller and Frank Quitely, who was the first artist on The Ambassadors. The Ambassadors is just this unique, I think it's kind of a unique concept of this woman who puts together a group of super powered beings who kind of like Jackpot, you would say, like taps into a whole bunch of different powers and stuff like that. And you can
like Jackpot.
Yeah,
they can control it, whereas Jackpot can't control it.
Yes. There's no 3 skulls coming up for any of these people. That's not going to happen. So, and they can just share their powers. It's like a thing they can just tap into these different powers. They're going to use one at a time. One person can only use that power at a time. So the other person is using your power, you kind of shit out of luck. And the way that this is set up, I mean, she was trapped in prison by her husband, who was a total douche, and she found a way to get out. Oh my God. It was framed by him. Exactly. Framed and sent to prison by her douche husband. and she found a way to get out. There's just I don't even want to talk about that, but just so many good twists in this book.
I didn't understand that part actually. How he got out didn't make sense to me.
Well, I could explain it to you, but as I see it, I'm just making stuff up, I'm pulling out of my ass too. But that sounds logical. Yeah, I'll accept that. Sure, that's what happened. And then it culminated all in the big game event that happened with Image later on this year, or I should say near the summer or near the fall.
The ambassadors are involved in that too?
Oh, yes. Almost
really?
everything in his universe meets up in the big game. Everything.
I need
from
to
Nemesis. Yeah. I mean, if you finish Ambassadors first, probably his best.
I finished. Yeah, I've read Ambassadors.
Okay.
I'm done.
Okay. So I didn't finish like the the Bite Club and all that. I need to finish all that stuff.
I have not done Night Club yet.
Yeah. The Bite Club is also one of everybody's in there. I mean, back to Jupiter's Legacy, everybody's in here, man. So it's like, but the way it ends in Big Game is also, I think, we might say it might have been, cliche the way it ended, but I'm glad it ended that way because I want to see more of all these characters in the future because I think this is a good concept. And I think if it doesn't go the Jupiter's Legacy route of going to Netflix and dying a slow death, I think it might be something in a live action show as well for this.
Fingers crossed.
I hope so. All right.
Number 3 for me, and it's been mentioned previously. Long live King James Tynan IV. This one just started. We're not very far in, and I'm very much excited to see him flip this world out. But I've seen enough to put the Deviant number 1 on the list. This book feels like a movie. It feels just like a movie. The setup, the pacing, the slow revelations that we're getting in the first 2 issues that we've read so far, it just feels awesome. And I really like James Tynan's writing. And I've said it before, but I think one of the reasons why I identify with his writing is that I feel like we think about things, we think deeply about things the same way. And I really enjoy that about his writing, and that came through, especially in the character that's clearly him in this book. I think in every book that he writes, well, maybe not every, but most of the books he writes, there's a character that's him. In Wind, it's Wind. In Nice House on the Lake, it's Walter.
Mm-hmm.
And in this one, it's obviously the reporter.
Mm-hmm.
It's obviously James Tynan. And I really identify with James Tynan. I really like, a lot of people call it woke, and they get upset about, portrayals of minors or minorities.
Yeah.
But I really like the way in which James portrays gay men in love. It's not something that you really see a lot in our culture.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't really have a lot of culture, or I don't really have a lot of exposure to two men who love each other that way, like what that looks like, how that feels, how that works, and he always gives me an idea of how it's really not different from anything, but to actually see it in motion and see how it works, it's interesting to me. And I really think the relationship the reporter has with his husband, or I think there might be just boyfriend, but I'm really fascinated by their relationship and how they're just a regular couple and seeing that portrayal. But not just that, just the murder mystery that he is setting up with this book is so interesting and cool. And there's so many and I was thinking about reading this, was there's so much, I get bored really easy with stories and I realized the reason, I was trying to watch Saltburn. I don't know if you've heard about this, but there's Saltburn, which is this movie on Netflix that a lot of people have been talking about. And I started it, and I'm going to try and finish it, but I started it, and I got 20 minutes into it, and I was just bored.
Saltburn?
Yeah, and I was just bored the whole time. And I was bored by, the first 2 seasons of The Expanse. And I was talking to my wife, I was like, I get bored so easy with stories. And I wonder if it's because I've seen so many stories, I just get bored immediately. But with this one, I'm not bored at all because, and I think it's something that's just so important for me is the steady drip of information. You got to give me a question, and then you got to give me the answer to that question, but then that answer has to include a new question. Like that's the kind of storytelling that really draws me in is a question. What's the answer to the question? Oh, here's the answer to the question, but that answer opens up a bunch of new questions. What the hell, you know? And that's what he's doing in this book, setting up little questions, answering little questions, and then adding more. Yeah. Just first 2 issues. So happy to put this one as number 3. If it was longer along, it easily could have made number 1. I'm really that excited about this book. But it was only 2 issues in, so I had to drop it down to number
3. Yeah. 3 is not out yet, is it?
No.
Now we talk about next week. I think it's coming out. Yeah. I think it's coming out next week. Yeah, there was a scene like with the when he visits the guy. He was a victim of the killer, and that was so. You know what I'm talking about. That was so good.
Was it the victim of the killer or the guy who got framed?
Oh, like his relationship with the guy who got framed is also very
interesting.
Yes,
super interesting.
Yes. But the victim, the guy who was offering him, his wife was there, and he offered him coffee and everything, and all of a sudden the things changed. Yeah, you know. So good, man. It's little things. You know, he's so good at expressing these things, man. What a great fucking writer that guy is. All right.
Oh, we got a pass from 80s guy. I love it. Good book.
Well, you know, that's the thing about it, man. Every book isn't for everybody. You know,
a lot of people feel that way. Like you see that, and especially comic book readers, they feel like everything has to be for them. Like, everything. If it's not for me, it's terrible. It's like no,
right. Yes. All right, so looks like it's time for number 2. Number 2, man. All right, number 2 is coming up. And we're going to do the reviews. Not today. No reviews. We're going to do the last giveaway like after we reveal our number 1. So stick around for that if you want to see what the last giveaway is. Spoiler alert. All right. So here we go. Number 2 for me. Oh, man. The top 2, they switched a couple times. To me, there's no loser. But this one, I think you are also pulling this one. This is The Sacrificers. The Sacrificers is by Rick Remender, and this is another heart-wrenching story of these kids who have to be sacrificed every year on this planet to just basically keep these rich elite assholes alive, and they can seem like it's an honor to give up your offspring, you know, to serve this purpose. There's like many races, many species of beings that do the same thing, and they all sacrifice to this one god or this one group of gods who call themselves gods, who need all that to live, to feed off their energy. So yeah, this is and it's so, and in the first issue, you know, it's not super action filled. But man, it had me right there where they were like, you know, preparing, this one group was preparing their child for sacrifice, and how they just, you know, the father had just like written it off, like we got to do this, and trying to be a man and being all stoic and shit. And it was really killing him, but he was such a cruel parent to that child. And one of the other kids was like, you know, forgiving, and it was just so many touching things in here. This is something, man, you should, this is so, this guy can write books that are so very different. You know, I guess that's just a sign of a good writer. You know, I mean, you know, The Scumbag was nothing like this, but it was funny and it was good. And it went like, 17 issues or whatever. This could probably go at least that long, I would say. It's the way it is right now. So a lot of relationships are being formed in the camp. I don't want to go too much into it, but man, number 2 is Rick Remender's The Sacrificers, which is so close to being number 1. So close, couldn't be closer. So
I bought the number 1, but then I missed out on number 2, so I fell off on that one. But man, if it's that high on your list, we're gonna have to jump back in on that one. That's number 2 is really high.
Yeah. Thanks, Space Case. Yeah, that's
Okay,
one of the best.
number 2. Okay, so this number 2 for me has a special place in my heart because it was one of the first books. I came in late 2020, early 2021. I'm a COVID baby. It's come a journey with food. And this was one of the
That sounds so comic journey.
This was one of the books that I jumped in near the beginning of that, and so it has a special place in my heart for that. But it ended with issue 29 this past year, and man, it ended so well. I was so pleased with how well they ended this series, and that is going to be A Time Before Time. Royal McConville and Declan Shalvey. Such a great story. It's a story about time travel. So think Bruce Willis Looper, if you ever saw that movie. It's a story about time travel. There's syndicates that use time travel and they control various sections of time. So this one syndicate will control the year 2000, the year 3000, and then past that, some other gang controls it. And so it's that kind of world. Our main character, Tatsuo, is just a guy who works for one of these smuggling companies, and he just travels through time doing their work for them. And it's a really interesting world, but the thing that I really liked about this book is how they ended it and wrapped it up so well at the end. They built, and this goes back into the thing I was talking before, is like, I really enjoy friendship and relationships born where like you got each other's back no matter what. And that definitely forms in this book towards the end, where it's like at the end, it's this relationship between these two characters where they just went through so much together and they had each other's back. And it was just a really nice ending, a sad but sweet ending. And I highly recommend this one in trade format. It was really well done. 29 issues. And I want to see this get optioned. I don't know why it wouldn't be optioned, man. It should be optioned. Absolutely. Yeah. Time Before Time, number 2 for me. Great book. Loved it.
Yeah, I read number 1 on that one too, so I can see what you're talking about. That's a lot of good stuff happening.
That book got me from the very first issue because they do a little trick with time, where the Tatsuo's best friend leaves to do a mission and then like comes back an hour or something late. This goes back to the Inner Light actually, and he lives this entire life in the time that he's gone because time travel allows you to do that, right? And so he leaves a young man and he comes back an old man. And Tatsuo's only lived, and it was only like 6 hours for Tatsuo, but it was decades for his friend. And then just playing with time the way that they did was really interesting. I liked it.
Wow. Yeah, it's kind of like that Star Trek episode in a little bit. Yeah. Very cool.
I guess I'm a sucker for that. Playing with time like that, I'm a sucker for it.
Yep, it's always
what up, Ryan?
So many possibilities with that thing. Ryan, shout out. What's up?
And we are on to the big number 1. I'm excited.
The big number 1. The big number 1. Oh, me too. I'm excited to see yours. Hide that one. And show this one. Oh, where are we? Got the streamer. It's a streamer for number 1. Pulled out all the stops. All right. So number 1.
The ticker.
The ticker. Yes, the ticker. Yes. All right. So this is something that was also on Tom's list. Oh my God.
Drum roll.
This is something, I think you saw it. This is it. Beneath the trees where don't nobody sees.
A lot of hype for this book.
A lot of hype. I mean, I pre-ordered this in my monthly, my comic shop order. So glad that I did. Wish I had bought more copies. I think it's spiking now. Book, right? Yeah, it's like getting $50, kicking the hell out of $50. I think now. Yeah.
Wow.
I think that's what Tom said on the on the list. I haven't checked online, but I know they were always going for a good price. This is a story told with anamorphic creatures who are different types of animals, all kind of animals. I mean, every animal you can pretty much think of, and they're represented. They're all, you know. And the weird thing about it is sometimes you see, say, like this lead character is a bear, and they're in the woods, and they'll see another bear, and they'll think, "Oh, that's a bear." They don't. And there's no like. There's a disconnect. There's like, "Oh, you're actually an anamorphic bear," but you know that doesn't count. So I'm actually a person, and that bear is just a bear in the wood, you know. And there's another instance where a woman is like walking past. She's a pig, and she's looking in the window at the butcher shop, and there's a pig in the window of the butcher shop, all butchered. You know, it's these little things that they drop on you, man. I know it sounds maybe trite to some people.
That's cannibalism.
Yeah, I know, right? I know that some people, whatever. Yeah, I like where this is going. This is who the heck is this? Horvath, and I think Horvath is doing. I don't know. I forgot the person's first name, but they're doing. I think the writing and the art. So this is something I think, man. And then I've left out the main part. The main part, other than just the irony of animals seeing each other in different places, is that it's a really quiet town. And the lead character is like a highly respected like shop owner in that town. And it turns out this lead character, without blowing away too much, without giving away too much, I should say, is actually a serial killer in their spare time. And there are some very special circumstances to the way that they do it. I don't want to. You haven't read it. I wish I could just. When it first came out, I reviewed it, and I wish I could just not tell you anything about it. Let you just discover how this unfolds. If you get a chance to read this, pick this up. There's a second printing, which is probably much more affordable. You can read number 1 and catch up that way. Number 3, I think, is maybe coming out next week or pretty soon. And even though there's only 2 issues, sometime I'll grandfather like the Deviant. For me, I'm grandfathering that into this year's 2024's best. So I'm not. It's just too many good ones in 2023. I couldn't include it. So I'm just make another like I'm gonna make an audible and put it in the 2024. So even though if he came out, it came out in December, so technically anything that came out in the last month kind of is eligible for either, I think, year. That's a rule I was making up. That's a rule I made up just now. So there it is.
Thinking ahead.
That's right. Kind of a disc. Yeah, I didn't think about that. It's kind of a discount from who or what they are. Then, yeah, like a disconnect. Yeah, from what they really are, because it's. And I know it's just like I just maybe it's there for us to see that, or I think that's what it is, probably putting it there for us to see it, because that's the main purpose of the writer doing it that way. But I think at the end of the day, it's going to reflect, because all these people in town are just like, so, hey, how you doing, George? Good to see you. Hey, how's the wife? Oh, you're such glad, and all this stuff. And then some shit happens, and they just lose their shit because they had never had shit happen before. This is a small, happy town. Everyone's cool, and there was a twist at the end of number 1 that I didn't really see coming. So beneath the trees is all that and a dime sack. That's right. That is it, my friend.
Number 1 of 2023, a high honor, $50 book. So good luck getting that one. Get that second print.
Get that second print.
Okay, well, I don't think anybody's going to be surprised by my number.
Oh, God Almighty! I think I know. Is it a 5-letter thing?
Sure. Here.
Yes.
My favorite thing.
Begin with S. End with C.
And that is going to be the Something is Killing the Children. It is my favorite. It continues to be my favorite, my most exciting thing. This is the book that I don't stack. I actually read the book as it comes out because I'm just so plugged in and hyped for this. I'm sad that we're on hiatus now because we just finished with 35. The way that it ends is not happy. It's very sad and unhappy. Yeah. And I'm not quite sure what his next move is going to be in terms of the story. Like, What is Erica gonna do next? I don't know, but I can't wait to find out. Absolutely love this character. She's my favorite. I cheer for her like none other. I identify with her. I relate to her. I relate to someone trying to be a good person in a trash world. I really relate to that because I feel like I'm really trying hard to be a good person in just a really trash
Yeah,
world.
yeah,
Just a
for
trash
real.
world. And a lot of people can see that and be like, I don't have to. Yeah, I can be trash too. Everything else is trash. You can just give up
That's the easy decision.
and feel justified. But to see that and to be like, you know what, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep trying to do good. I'm going to try and make the best of situations. That's what life is all about, and that's what Erica is about. So my favorite character, my favorite book, my favorite writer, my favorite everything in this comic book game. And I don't hide it. Anybody who knows me knows this. I think you knew what
That's
number
right.
one was
I
without me saying
I
anything.
felt it was a safe bet. Yes.
Love it. And I
Yes.
love this cover. This is the 1 in 25 or something is killing children.
For which issue? Number 30? Okay. Oh, wow.
35 is the last one. And of course, this is the monster that Cutter makes at the end. And I think
yes.
It looks like Erica, but it's actually not Erica. It's
Yep.
a monster.
And that plays a big part in the finale too, as to what happens. I don't want to give away too much, but and it was so. I mean, it's so sad the way that happened at the end. And I tell you what, I think the direction is going, without any spoilers, is that Erica's going to be this wild card. She's going to be like doing her own thing, and they're going to follow her. We're going to follow her and her exploits. And then, meanwhile, the Order of St. George is still moving on as if nothing happened, of course. But I see Roxanne Slaughter being the name Roxanne, I think, the young lady. Maxine, thank you. Someone with an X. Maxine Slaughter, maybe moving into that role as one of the key Black Masks. I haven't read the House of Butcher yet, but the Book of Butcher.
Book of Butcher.
Yeah, have you read that one? Yeah, I want to read that to just actually see where they're going with that. But that's just my call, without giving any spoilers away. But man, that was good picks, sir. Good picks.
Shocking.
Yep. So man, that is a fine bunch of books right there, I would say. The number ones, I think we picked. You picked your favorite. I picked my favorite. And hey, if we missed anybody's books out there, hey, let us know. Let us know in the comments, or right now, or anytime you want.
Should have been mentioned.
Yeah. So you already let me know a few times about ones I didn't include. So I appreciate you. But man, like I said, it's just something that it's all subjective, just like art and comedy. So that's because I didn't include it in the top 13 doesn't mean I don't love it. I've read a lot of books that I love this year, and I only include so many of them. All right, so let's do this final giveaway, and we can all get some sleep. Y'all out there on the East Coast. Sure. All right, give it away now. All right, so the last bunch of giveaways. Hopefully, you guys will like these. I don't know. It's kind of just like grasping at straws here at the very end. It's two books, and if I do this, I'm gonna have to give it up. Oh, probably can't do it that way. Back to this. What am I doing? Wow, can I switch you that way? Oh, I know what I need to do. I think. I didn't want to get to this point. All right, so let's try it. This is gonna have to do. This is fine. All right, it's late, folks. All right, number one is The Strange Academy number 18, which is the first appearance of, not the first appearance, excuse me, the first cover appearance of Wolfie Boy here.
That was a hot book there for
it was a hot book. And I tell you, I mean, even though it's dormant right now, hang on to this. This is a book that you should. Yep. Because The Strange Academy is going to be a thing, and when it is a thing, this book is probably going to be part of that thing. So this is the first cover appearance of this Wolfie dude who's like first appeared, I think, in the second issue, but he only made the cover in number 18. So this is going to be one of them. And the second one is this other book that I honestly don't know a lot about, but it is called Dead by Daylight, and it's one of those things where it has like a code, an in-game code for a game, a video game. And here, this is unopened. The code so is intact. It's still in the plastic bag, and the regular comic book bag. So I have not touched this, have not read it. So if you're into the gamers, or you are a gamer, or if you know a gamer, you might want this. Then you can add this to your collection, or you can give it to somebody that you like and keep the other one. So 2 books.
I like that Wolfie cover, man. That's nice.
Oh, Wolfie.
Very nice.
That's right. So this one's going to be hashtag combo. COMBO. Mojo Carry Carbo.
This is it. This is it.
Oh, God. I'm so sorry, Mojo. Yeah, get it in. Hashtag combo. COMBO. And I'm going to add that to the thing here. And let it accumulate and marinate and all that good stuff.
Let it marinate.
Yes.
Oh, there we go. Now we're coming in. Come
They
on,
coming
man.
in?
Hashtag combo.
All right. I'm
Don't
gonna
miss your chance
start
get
collecting them right now. I got strong
first Wolfie
5.
cover.
The strong
Could
5
be a
and the
big
possible. All right, so let's give the folks a little chance here to type in their requests for combo. And yeah, this has been a great year for comics. Once again, hopefully everything will the whole community the whole market, I should say, should just maybe open up a little bit and people start feeling a little bit more free with their dollars, and maybe some of the ones that are like not selling a lot right now. Now's the time to stock up on them, like these Something is Killing the Children books. They're giving them away. You know, another one ended today that was like of that number that I bought of the Jenny Prison cover C for number 1. I don't know what that one went for, but I bought one the other day for $150, and it seems like they're really, you know, in many cases you can get that book for much less than what it's originally was worth. So check on eBay and My Comic Shop and your other venues where you get your comics from to see you can get a deal on that book.
Janet's cheering for Juno. This is the one, Juno.
Come on, Juno. Come on, Juno. You can do it, buddy. You can do it. All right. I don't know what that book went for. I can't find it right now, so the hell with it. All right. Time to spin now before Mojo passes out from lack of sleep. Okay. All right.
I got to work this.
Oh, my God. I'm keeping you up too. Oh, you got to work tomorrow too? Oh, my God. Yeah.
I still got 8 hours before I got to work. Still got a whole 8 hours. That's a long time.
Wow. Okay. So I did get a pretty good deal. This number 1 of the Jenny Prison went for $123 plus like $20 shipping. So almost nice. 150. So almost broke you about 150. Yeah. So that's what you can get it for 150. Then maybe in some cases, some rare cases, you know, you can get it for less. All right. So it's already struck midnight on the East Coast. So I'm going to go ahead and spin the wheel. Y'all ready?
Hashtag combo.
Hashtag combo. The Mambo. Ooh, only 6. Juno, we're rooting for you, baby. You got a strong. Oh, I'm not showing it. Oh my God, I'm not showing it.
Gotta share your screen.
Present. You know, I apologize, folks. Present screen. All right, let's share this giveaway tool here. There it is. You can see that's the strong 6. Strong 6.
There's some good odds right there.
Strong odds. Now is your time. I tell you, if not now, I don't know when, my friend. All right, before it gets a little bit higher, let's spin this baby and see if we can get somebody a couple of comic books. Round and round.
1 out of 6 chance.
I know. Oh, Southpaw Brad. Oh, Southpaw Brad. Congrats. And leave your information on my Instagram, which is Alternative City Comics. Alternative City Comics on Instagram. I know. There is no shame, you know. I mean, I blame the odds. Yes. Oh man. But, you know, I feel so bad. I want to send you something, man. I just like, you, Brad, my namesake. All right, so man, that's been it. This has been a wonderful time here on a Friday night. I couldn't want to spend a Friday night any other way than talking about
another year in the books. It's kind of crazy how long, you know, I've known all of you people. You know, when I think about it,
I know, man.
I've known you guys a long time now. This is crazy.
Yeah. But you know, it just seemed like yesterday, and like we were talking about before, that our next big thing is going to be, of course, every Wednesday at 6 o'clock Pacific time. We do our live stream for the new comic book day. But our next thing is going to be on the week. I forget which day it is right now, but it's going to be the week of the 2nd of February, which is our anniversary, our 2-year anniversary. We're going to do an anniversary show, and there'll be more giveaways, hopefully way more, and even bigger giveaways. So be sure to tune in for that. Send me some bell. Yeah, I know. Blessings and good luck to you, Juno. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks to everyone for stopping by and for sticking with us and going through our list. Yes, good night to all. And God willing, we will see y'all next Wednesday, and we will have a good time then, and we look forward to it. And God bless, peace and love. Stay warm because it's cold as hell out there, y'all. Be good.
Global warming my ass.
Oh, don't you dare start that again. Good night, y'all.